I've got 10 more Midjourney and AI art styles here for you to try. Simply add these phrases to the end of your prompt separated by a comma to get results like what you see on screen. These ones have been made in Midjourney and you can reference the prompts with each image. And the first style is robot design drawing, something pretty simple, pretty easy. It has a great way of converting certain characters and things into slightly unique robots, something that sort of has a very unique style to it, but also very accentuated on the proportions. You tend to get big shoulders, it changes the shape of the character a bit, but also the fact that it's a drawing is kind of a nice touch. You get color sometimes, like this one of Mario, and also you just get black and white on other times. But I really love the detail and the way it handles these images, and I thought it was a really great way to get a good result and just do something different to your characters. But the next style really has a bit more of a character modification, which is in the style of Yakuza. Now, of course, with the woman's face, we get a bit more of a sort of Japanese style with it. When we move on to some characters like Goku, we get a few more tattoos, we get a little bit more of a Yakuza look, and even the modern family home looks a little bit more traditional Japanese in the sort of aesthetic of the build. And even Darth Vader's got a bit more of a Japanese style sort of cape on him. But overall, it adds a nice, cool, either street or traditional Yakuza style to all your characters. I really appreciate the street styles with the tattoos and just the overall look. It's a really fun style to play with and get you some really cool results overall. But moving on to the next style, which is inspired by Titan Anaki. Don't know if that's pronounced, but which is kind of like ancient giant race, I believe, from Africa. I haven't done a lot of study on this, but I played with the phrase and I got a few relatively interesting images. Some of them didn't look too different, but they definitely had a spin on those images. You can see it here, very godlike with a lot of them. I don't know if it interprets it properly, but it does produce some interesting images and always does something different to the image. It's just a little bit hard to figure out. So have a play with that one to see what you think. But the next one is in the style of Analogue Corroded film negative, which gives you a very old, sort of like deteriorated image, like a really old photo, almost like it's been printed on tin. And I love the sort of grungy elements it adds, the style of the printing. This can be another fun one to add into your old-fashioned grunge style elements. With the car, it tends to do it more to the body of the car, but when you keep moving back to some of the other subjects and some of the other prompts, it really just does a great job of presenting these images in an old-fashioned style with that really corroded sort of element. Like I said, sometimes you get color, sometimes you get black and white, or even just highly muted color, but overall, a lot of fun. Now, if you haven't already, check out my Midjourney style pack. Over 1,000 styles you can apply to your Midjourney prompts to get some pretty stunning images. It comes with a handful of PDFs of different styles and categories so you can quickly find what you're after. And there's a link in the description. Now back to the video. The Chic black aesthetic. Now this is a really cool way to control how some of your images come out. It tends to rely on dark images and dress your characters in dark but very classy sort of clothing. The fashion can go from sort of casual to like leather to something a bit smarter, but overall it creates something that looks really nice and clean. And this Optimus Prime looks more like Nemesis Prime, very dark, cool image. Darth Maul doesn't look that much different costume-wise, but his face looks more like a model. And of course, Superman, once again, dressing a little bit more sort of like a model going on a runway, whereas Darth Vader's just glammed up, popped some stuff over his already dark suit. Meanwhile, Batman popping a tie and a jacket over his suit. I love the way it just has that really cool, dark, almost charcoal-y sort of like shade that adds to the images. And with Mario here, looking very cool, very downplayed, very nice. And of course, you move into the modern family home and it adds that dark aesthetic to the home itself. Then finally, we have Barbie, and she's been completely transformed, much darker, looking very cool. But a little bit different is in the style of Dr. Seuss. Now this can range, but it does tend to get his style because he's got a few different styles, but you can see it really makes things a lot sillier. Quite often you get the big eyes and the small sort of thin chins, lots of skinny characters, but sometimes it relies on films like The Grinch, like it does here for Hulk, and that real 3D look is really nice here. But I love this image of Darth Maul. Very different than what I expected. And even Pikachu looking a little bit zanier, crazier than usual. And then we get the same thing with Batman. Massive eyes, looking a bit silly. Everyone just has a nice silly appearance. I really went down on this one. Darth Vader, the way the helmet's a little bit too tall and the eyes are crazy. I love it. And Mario looking much older, skinnier, and he's got a lot of energy. And also finally, the futuristic car just has a cool sort of design that kind of matches that aesthetic. But while we're on the topic of books and things like that, we have in the style of Where's Waldo. Now you can also try in the style of Where's Wally, which I believe is actually the original name, Waldo being the American version. But what's really cool is it just creates these crowds of people in that book illustrated style around your character. As you can see, you can find your character pretty easily, so it's not exactly a proper Where's Wally, although this one's a little bit different. But if you're looking for this kind of image, it can be worth having a play with because you do get these nice sort of illustrated crowds. As you can see here, Optimus Prime is trying to hide using his talents, but it's still not quite working. So just want to share that one. It's a lot of fun. But also a lot of fun is 1970s disco style. I love what it does to the characters in the images, as Hulk is here dancing at the disco, looking really awesome, and Goku got the cool glasses, very sort of peace, although is that more of a 60s vibe? I don't know. Terminator, glammed up at the disco, ready to kill. And of course, Batman, he's just kind of dancing and enjoying himself here, not really fighting crime tonight. And of course, Darth Vader embracing the disco and everything wholeheartedly, along with Pikachu dancing. I love the lighting and the kind of lens flares you get from this image. And finally, the car just kind of has a nice aesthetic to it, very 70s, very cool. But moving on, we have now 1980s hair metal. I got this idea after playing around with the 1970s disco style, and it adds that metal sort of like big hair style to everything. I love the way it's added hair to Deadpool here, the jacket, the fashion. Darth Maul doesn't really look 100% like Darth Maul, but I've really, again, relied on that hair. Even Superman, grown the hair a bit, glammed it up, and of course, we got the Hulk again, looking very different as he normally does, and I always love the effect that it has on the Hulk. And Pikachu, looking a little less metal, but still very 1980s hairstyle, whereas Mario, he is fully on board with the heavy metal. I think this one turned out really well. But Batman, a bit different again. I don't know what's going on with the cape there, but still, I like it. Now, Triadic color scheme is a color scheme. I thought this is going to be more useful for getting particular results. It uses sort of 3 points of color and uses that as a color scheme. They kind of like go together on separate areas of the color wheel, and you can see how it sort of works with 2, 3 colors. Sometimes it should be 3, but it works with 2 sometimes. But the color consistency is very cool. You'll never get something that is too dialed down to 1 color or 2. So it's a great way to make sure that you have some nice even coloring in your images by adding this to your images. So definitely have a play with that one and let me know what you think. I think it does a really good job with the images and can be a lot of fun and just also very useful. But that's it. Those are the 10 styles for this week, guys. And I hope you found them fun and useful. If you did, please consider giving the video a like. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon and have a great day.